You know, I guess with the war and everything and how things went and all that, Dad dying and everything, this has just been one of the things, the only thing that has just made, like, gives me some sort of mental peace. Even when it is a little stressful learning and all that kind of stuff, for some reason, it just really does good for me to just fly, you know. Get down and just feel good about the day. What a beautiful day this is. Cruising along at 110 mile an hour. Checking out the mountain from a different view. Mountains I grew up in, my dad and I, when I was a little guy, we'd hang out in these mountains quite often. He'd bring me up there. I wanted to be a mountain man so bad. I sure do miss my dad. He was a hard man, but he was such a good man. He tried to do good his whole life. I can't say so much for myself, to be honest. Not that I don't know that I feel like I'm like such a bad person, but my dad really tried to live right by the good book and live right by society and follow the rules of society, man's laws, and God's laws. He tried to follow them all. Me, not so much. Can't say so much for myself, but I do care, you know. It's red grade out there in front of us. Bighorn's down over here. Can't quite see it. That's where I live. Red grade going up the mountain over there. That's basically out of our backyard. If you want, you know, you have a licensed side-by-side or whatever, you can jump on it, head out there and be up the mountains in just a few minutes. In the winter time, they close red grade down, just tracked and snow vehicles only then. You can get in from the opposite side from the highway up top, but it's way around. Have to head way down there, Dayton way, and then come back around. Few bumps, make it a little more interesting, huh? It's alright. When I first got this plane, them even bumps like that did feel pretty unnerving, but they sure don't to me right now. It gets a little worse, I suppose, maybe, but still I feel fine up here. It'd just be taking off and right. Swap over to my right tank. Swap over, use a little fuel off my right tank. Make sure my plane's nice and even, I guess. What a beautiful morning. You know, flying along these mountains, I always miss my dad so much. Driving along them, flying along them. sure brings back good memories. Especially when I was a little guy. My dad, especially like when I was young, you know, he ended up battling with depression. Kind of really kicked in, I suppose, about the time I got to be somewhere around 8 years old. But, you know, before that, he always was bringing me out fishing, the other kids too, bringing out fishing, hunting, doing all kinds of stuff, you know. Really was just a good dad, you know, before he battled that depression. I'm not saying he's a bad dad after that, but he really struggled, you know. Struggled to find a worth in himself, struggled to find reasons he even wanted to live, I suppose. Really thankful that I was able to have some good times with him this last 6 months, year. Makes me feel all choked up.